The only one who was quiet in this whole thing was Mark Zuckerberg. Now we know why he was quiet.
Interesting people going into outer space. WHO issuing certificates for no malaria, robbers that really shouldn't be robbing, amongst many other things. All of them waiting for you in this episode of So Far, So Good. We are Jaggu and Tarana. And my teeth are no longer in pain, Jaggu.
Oh, because you went to the dentist. Why were they in pain to begin with?
Because apparently, I don't know my own strength. Like, I'm like really strong, Jaggu, because, you know, every toothbrush of mine in the recent past has become a jhadu because I'm quite like vigorous. I think I'm a little bit obsessed with like my
teeth. How often do you change your toothbrush?
So you change it when it starts looking frayed, right? But I was like, it's starting to fray within a month, which doesn't really happen to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm no longer allowed to touch any toothbrushes. I'm now only going to use an electric toothbrush. Already a little dandy of it has gone into like the broom zone.
Yeah, but how will an electric toothbrush help? Because you'll still put pressure, right?
The point of an electric toothbrush is that you just sort of put it against your tooth and it does all the work for you. So you don't have to do this or this or this. That's how it works.
Are you incapable of doing that?
Yeah, maybe.
Because you will talk to the electric toothbrush and tell the electric toothbrush what to do. The solution for you, Tarana, is that neem ka jhad.
Maybe.
Yeah,
maybe
you have to chew on it. You have to dant banjan. You have to to chew on it. That's the only solution. Then you can chew to your heart's content.
Okay. But dear viewer, thank you for your love and concern. Everybody is very concerned. Also laughed at the fact that my toothbrushes are under duress. Thanks to my like overpowering strength. But anyway, everything okay with you, Jaggu?
I'm going to do now because you know what I'm going to do now because you and I share a dentist in Bombay. I'm going to call him and ask him for the gossip.
Ask us. He's also going to say, I have told her to use her mouth guard and all, and she refuses to use it. And all. I have abandoned it somewhere in a drawer in Dubai. So he said, I'll make you another one. I said, no, I'm not spending more money. Why? Why you should have two mouth guards when you're not going to use any? Anyway, but I have promised him.
There should be only one mouth guard.
So I've sworn. Why do people need mouth guards for people watching? Apparently, when you grind your teeth, and a lot of human beings grind their teeth in their sleep or in the day subconsciously, and I've been doing that also. Soon, I think I'll need dentures, Jaggu. Then I will not sound like myself because. But hopefully, we don't reach that stage. You Jaggu, should be in charge of my toothbrushing.
I can easily do that. I have discovered what I think is the ideal toothbrush for me. Now, that answer could change 2-3 years from now. But instead of just going and picking up any one particular toothbrush, there was one time where I sat and did research on which one works best for me. And I have found that. I can buy you 5 of those immediately if you like.
Okay, done. Jaggu's taking charge of my toothbrushes. Excellent. Shall we begin? Because I am fascinated with the fact that countries can declare themselves malaria-free. Ebola virus free, we've heard, HIV free, all that we've heard, but malaria free. Okay. And yes. So a lot of Europe and a lot of like Canada, America and all, there's really not been many malaria cases. It's a tropical sort of problem to have, but China has managed to fully eradicate malaria and it has taken them 70 years and they've just gotten a certificate. So I was quite amazed how they managed to do so.
Yeah, but how? But that's the thing. I thought as long as there are mosquitoes, you can't get rid of malaria. But it turns out China's not the only one that's done that.
So the Anopheles mosquito is the one that gives you malaria. So maybe they've gotten rid of the Anopheles mosquito. Anyway, so this is the first malaria-free certificate awarded in more than 3 decades to the zone of Western Pacific region. So previously, Australia, Singapore and Brunei in the 80s had got the certification. Now China's managed and they started a program in the 50s. So in the 40s, they had over 30 million cases of malaria. Okay? That's a lot.
Wow.
That's but 1940s.
Okay.
But 2016 was the last time they reported a malaria case. So they've completely eradicated it. And 4 years of like not a single case and hence they've got the certificate this year. So it's...
But how do you eradicate?
Okay, so firstly, they invested a lot of money in trying to figure out what treatments and whether you can sort of take vaccines or whatever. So the big chunk of anti-malarial medicines that the whole world uses, the ones we order all the time in India and all, the actual research of it was paid for and done in China many years ago. This is the 60s. Okay. The anti mosquito malaria nets, which sort of have like pesticide on them or insecticide on them or something, those are also developed in China. They have made sure they've given a lot of medicines to their people. They've also obviously gotten rid of swampy, stagnant water, and over the years it has worked, and they've like gone after it as much as they've gone after like tuberculosis. So TB also I think should be eradicated.
How do you malaria. How do you go after the mosquito?
You go after like you don't have a breeding ground for them, and then you also make sure even if you're bitten by the Anopheles mosquito, you don't get malaria. So they've like strengthened their people also. Currently, their only issue. Their only issue is the fact that China shares a border with 3 countries that still have malaria and still have those annoying mosquitoes. So one is Laos, one is Myanmar, and the other one is Vietnam. And we know what China does when it feels other countries are not helping or annoying them. Yeah. So I think post Taiwan, they're going to go after Laos and Vietnam as well as Myanmar and say, unless you get rid of mosquitoes and all, we're going to attack.
Excellent. So listen, China also shares a border with India. So let me bring you across the border to Meghalaya, Shillong to be particular, where Isabella, this young 40-year-old lady, decided she wanted to rob a bank. These things happen. People get up and say, "Yeah, I could do with some money," or something like that. But these are just thoughts. She decided to take it a step further. Now, there's also the convenience of the matter, right? So you want to be able to rob a bank close to you because, walking distance time. So auntie has gone to her own bank, bank branch.
She works. She doesn't work in the bank. She banks with this bank.
No. She banks with them. Her point was because on her numerous visits over there, what she had figured is that she was familiar with the branch, right? She was familiar that nobody goes into the server room.
Yeah.
So her gig was, I'm going to go on Friday, hide in the server room, let the bank shut down. Friday night, I'm going to rob the vault or where the money is kept. And on Saturday morning, I will just leave once the bank opens.
Okay.
Now, multiple things went wrong here. Idea is not bad, but multiple things went wrong here. So, auntie, what she decides is that she's not going to tell anybody. So she didn't tell her family. She told her family, I'm going to buy vegetables. Then she walks into the bank, ostensibly to deposit money. Wo karte, she went and hid in the server room.
Okay.
Now, this was last weekend. She did not look at the calendar. So because it was the 4th Saturday of the month, the bank was closed for the weekend.
So she got stuck in the server room.
Correct. So she was hanging around till Monday morning. She was found on Monday morning, tired and dehydrated. Abhi kehne ke liye, she took chocolates and she took some sort of squash or something like that. So what she took for one night had to basically last her through the entire weekend. In the meantime, her husband, who was not in the know, he went and filed a missing persons complaint. So anyway, the police was looking for her. She did not manage to break into the vault. What they did find was a pair of scissors. She tried to break in with a pair of scissors. That didn't work, to be fair. She had other carpentry tools, but nobody knows what she did with them because clearly they were not used. Then she noticed the CCTV cameras, where she said, oops, how do I resolve this problem? She resolved it by breaking the CCTV camera, not realizing that the recording is being stored somewhere else.
Well done.
So all this is on record. The fact that she has walked into the bank, the fact that she has stayed, the fact that, she tried to break the vault and she couldn't with a pair of scissors. She has now been, first she had to be taken to the hospital. Tests were done. And then she was formally arrested a little later. Here's the lesson to be learned. People try to rob banks. Some of them are successful at that point.
I guess those are the stories we never read about or hear about. The successful bank robberies. Yeah, okay.
Correct. This one we know. Okay. But when you know you're not that intelligent, she must have figured it out. She's 40 years old. If she's made these kind of mistakes when she's planning it, I'm going to take a pair of scissors. I'm not going to check the calendar. I might get locked in for 48 hours, 72 hours instead of just 12 hours. If you haven't applied your mind to that, then after 40 years, you're not a detail-oriented person. You're not the most intelligent person. Don't assume that on one day of your life, you will be brilliant and be able to get away with it. Don't assume that. Now just go with your track record and be happy with what you have.
Yeah, but the problem, Jaggu, is the fact that a lot of people who are not particularly intelligent don't know that they're not particularly intelligent.
That is troublesome. That is troublesome. Because sometimes we have to sit and listen to those kind of people. You're absolutely right. She's one of them, I think.
While we're on robberies, absconder number 2, absconder number 1 from India is Malia. Vijay Malia. Then there is Nirav Modi, and then there is Mehul Choksi, absconder number 3. So absconder number 2, Nirav Modi, some money has come back, 17 crore Indian rupees to be precise, because his sister has turned approver for the enforcement directorate. Sister is here, Nirav Modi is in jail in London, and she has randomly told the enforcement directorate, the ones in charge of getting back the money, that, hey, my brother opened this bank account in my name in the UK. It's from my money. So here are the details and you can take the money. So then 17 crores have gone. That's basically the story. I'm just wondering. She said he opened it in my account. So I'm guessing he was trying to launder and, spread the loot amongst family members. But I'm wondering if this Raksha Bandhan, the Rakhi exchange is going to happen, whether she's going to tie Rakhi, send him Rakhi, expect a present or no, because ideally sisters don't backstab the brother.
Correct. He's going to think that she has not held up her end of the bargain.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, given the track record, the presents that she has got for Raksha Bandhan from her brother, let's assume some of it was jewelry. I would check on the value of the jewelry, because some of it might end up being fake. Mehul Choksi recently, that girl in Barbados, he ended up giving her a diamond ring, turned out to be
and it
fake.
was a fake diamond, yeah.
There are one or two Nirav Modi stories also floating around about how he gypped someone, I think it was in Hong Kong or Singapore or something like that. And this was a year or two back, where he one guy went and bought an engagement ring so that he could propose. Turned out to be fake. That guy got into trouble.
Oh.
Because the girl's family found out it's a fake ring. So if he can do that, then he might end up doing thuggy with his sister also. Because at the end of the day, he's giving her free stuff. He's not expecting her to pay. Might as well give fake.
Jaggu, I think he definitely may have given fake, which is the reason she's backstabbed him and said, finally, I want to get back at the brother who was horrible through all these years. Or she's just upset that he's put her in this much trouble and like apne aap vamoosed off to England. We've
I would be troubled myself.
Yeah, okay. So Nirav Modi clearly didn't go far enough, and maybe you should have tried to go to space, because Jeff Bezos has a flight that he's going to take into space, and now he's added a really cool person.
So the person now we know that one person is added. We don't know that person's name. This is the person who spent $28 million on basically an auction where one seat was auctioned for this flight in space. It's happening on July 20th. Okay.
Yeah.
He has a couple of seats left. He has picked one person. That one person is an 82-year-old fantastic lady called Wally Funk. She's flying for free. She's flying as a guest of Jeff Bezos. And so there is a video and he has posted and all of that. Now,
it's on his Instagram.
It's on his Instagram. Why her? So in the 60s, we're talking 1960, 1961. This was privately done. Okay? A group of women were trained to be astronauts. And Wally Funk was at the top of her class. And then she went to NASA and she said, look at my track record in training. I'm doing stuff better than the guys you have trained. Let me be an astronaut. She approached them 4 times. All 4 times, they said no, only because of her gender. Yeah. Nothing to do with the fact that she was doing better than everybody else. Just based on gender. So like I think 13 or 14 ladies were trained. None of them ended up going into space. Now, point is that she is a pilot. She's got 19,000 hours of flying time and things like that, which is a lot by any stretch of the imagination. So Jeff Bezos said, we need to make her dream come true. And he went to her and he said what he did. And it's all on the video. It's all in the pictures. It's absolutely fabulous. She
Yeah, I'm going to
said,
show.
she was asked, what
That's
are your
her.
first words going to be when you land? Look at her. She's a very fit 82-year-old. She said, this is going to be the best day of my life.
So the video is actually quite cool. Yeah, this is a screen grab from there. And she also said, I have flown commercial flights, private planes, this, that. I've flown a lot and this and that. And now apparently she says she can still outrun a lot of us. Looks really fit. And
I'm not surprised.
And I'm finally happy with something that Jeff Bezos has done, because this is a nice gesture.
This is very sweet.
Yeah.
This is very sweet.
This whole trip, which is supposed to be 11 minutes, has now become 10 minutes, and the amount of time they sort of spend in space is only 4 minutes. But I mean, it's a trip of a lifetime. I'm wondering whether the guy who has spent $28 million to be on that plane along with the Bezos brothers and now Wally Funk is feeling little bit gypped. Maybe I shouldn't have bid that high.
No, if he didn't bid that high, he wouldn't have won the seat, period.
Okay.
There was clearly a bidder who was just one below him, and he had to bid the 28 to get the seat. But see, at 28 million, his seat is guaranteed. Wally Funk is one of 7 billion people who could have been chosen.
Okay, fair enough.
So for guarantee to be able to do this, it costs 28 million or what? That's the price of these things.
That is. Anyway, so that flight is going to take off on the 20th of July. And while we're on famous, billionaires, there is in Colombia, the South American country, the Colombian president's helicopter was under attack recently. Okay, like a few days ago, and it was flying, and then there were like bullets shot at it, and also like the Colombian police. Yeah, the Colombian police is looking for the perpetrators of this heinous attack on our beloved president. And one of the sketches, because the sketch artist has made these, one of the images has gone viral because they're like, "Arey, this person is so world famous. Why haven't you been able to catch this person?" Okay.
Is that right?
Jaggu has not seen this image. So we will see whether Jaggu indeed can guess who this person is. Okay, Jaggu.
My God, that looks like Mark Zuckerberg.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, good Lord. What? He's moonlighting in Colombia.
It does look like Mark Zuckerberg, right?
Yeah, I think it's the haircut.
Okay,
and the forehead a little bit.
Okay, so now there is a side-by-side image. Okay.
Yeah.
They really do match.
It is deeply shady. It is deeply shady. Yeah.
So the internet has melted. They have also said, "Hey, I know this person. Now give me my money," because the prize money that is being offered by the Colombian police is up to $3 million.
Whoa. So, when you think about it, Jeff Bezos is going into space. Hamara Bill Gates is in the middle of a very public divorce and is being accused of having random affairs.
Of being a total bad boy in his heydays. But he was a bachelor, so I mean, whatever, his life.
Yeah. Elon Musk is doing back and forth with multiple cryptocurrencies and tweeting and this, that, the other. The only one who was quiet in this whole thing of the list of billionaires was Mark Zuckerberg. Now we know why he was quiet.
Now we know why he was quiet. Well, now he's back in the news for, I don't know whether he made it happen or not, but it could be true. It could be true. But we're going to leave you with not an animal story, but like an animal account. Okay, so somebody, I mean, on the internet, there is a community of, animal lovers, and they call themselves, "What's wrong with your dog?" Okay. And these are images taken, which seriously bring to mind the question, what is wrong with your dog? I'm going to leave you with these images because they're actually very, very hilarious. Observe Exhibit A.
This is like a yoga pose, man.
Isn't it? Like typically cats, I don't know, cats sleep like this, right? Like in proportions. But this is, this is a golden retriever or a Labrador, whatever, in a unusual position. What's wrong with your dog?
Wow.
Not quite sure how this dog has managed to be ulta. Maybe this is a chudel dog.
No. His hind legs have just gone into the gap between the two cushions and it's like sort of been pushed up. They're starting to look like chicken legs.
But they're totally upside down. Anywho, we also have this.
Okay, I have no idea what's going on here.
It's a startled dog that is sort of standing like this.
Dog jumping. Okay.
But with arms like this. Okay. And then the final one, which really does not look like a dog. What is this?
What happened? But this is a dog running, right? This is a dog running and taking a turn at high speed. I'm assuming. I'm assuming. I'm taking a long shot.
It looks like a dog doing the catwalk to me, but that clearly couldn't be the real situation. But yeah, we thought we'll share.
Hind legs are in one direction, forelegs are in the other direction. It's looking like it wants to take a turn.
Yeah, and apparently none of these images have been photoshopped, but who knows? If you have more experience about photoshopping, etc., please let us know if these are photoshopped or not. Okay, forgot to ask you to do this earlier, but if you've reached so far, remember to please like, comment. Tell us if that guy looked like Mark Zuckerberg or not. Tell us if you've seen, animals in weird positions. Tell us what's going on with you in the comments. We love to chat with you and we always do reply. And also subscribe, bell icon and share.
Yes, please do that. All comments are welcome. All feedback is welcome. If you have a couple of stories that you want to tell us about, that you want to share, more than welcome to do that too. All of that can happen right there in the comments. Okay. We're done, but we're going to come back, of course, in a couple of days with like a whole brand new set of stories for you to enjoy.
Yeah. So have a fantastic weekend. Look after yourselves. Keep that mask on and keep away from the Delta variant. We're out of here. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye, butterfly.